Right? Hey, sit down. Sit down. You ready, Vince? You okay?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the regular meeting of the Temple City City Council, March 1st, 2016 to order. Madam Clerk, if we could have roll call, please.
Yes, Mayor. Councilmember Fish.
Here.
Councilmember Mann.
Here.
Councilmember Sternquist.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Yu.
Here.
Mayor Chavez.
Here. Okay, and as we do at all of our meetings, we will begin with an invocation that will be then followed by our Pledge of Allegiance. So let me introduce our participants this evening. Welcome Pastor Kevin Camato, first time coming to our meetings, so welcome to our community and to our meetings. Pastor Camato is from Bethlehem Lutheran Church at 5319 North Halifax, who will provide our invocation this evening. As we all know, that's Pastor Frank Wang's church as well, so thank you for coming this evening. Pastor Camato has been a pastor for 10 years. You have services on Saturday from 10:45 to 1:30 in English. Special events coming up are the Spring Festival for the residents of Santa Anita Convalescent Home and the community on April 23rd from 12 to 5 p.m. and Invite a Friend Day of Worship on April 30th from 11 o'clock to 1:30. So that's fantastic. Thank you very much. So if you want to come up and before you get started, I'm going to introduce our Troop 174 who will be providing the Pledge of Allegiance this evening. Our scouts presenting the colors are Andrew Doe, Derek Lee, Dylan Molasarn, and Noah Ogata. The troop is going to have a very busy march, it looks like. March 5th, this weekend, they're going to have their recharter dinner and 60th anniversary celebration at First Baptist Church of Temple City. Boy, that First Baptist Church, they're pretty busy, don't they?
Yeah.
The following week, on March 12th, they will have a camp out at Last Chance Canyon in the Mojave Desert. I don't know, that sounds a little scary, but good luck on that one. The troop meets every Thursday at Westminster Presbyterian Church near the corner of Temple City and Live Oak. Troop meeting runs from 7:30 to 9, and of course the public is welcome to visit and attend those meetings as well. So with that, if we could have everyone please stand for invocation and remain standing for our Pledge of Allegiance. Pastor Camato.
God, we come together tonight to discuss important matters of Temple City. I pray that you bless each of our council members as they lead this discussion and continuing to make Temple City a safe and progressive community for each of its residents. I pray that every decision made here tonight will be made calmly and discussed rationally so that we may be united in making Temple City a better city. Bless our leaders as they continue to seek the well-being of this city and its residents and each of the families represented here tonight. We thank you, God, for this opportunity in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Detail, forward march. Detail, pull. Post.
All those not in uniform, please place your right hand over your heart. Scout salute. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2.
Detail, about face. Detail, forward march. halt. Pose. Detail, about face. Detail, forward march.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Pastor Kamado, for coming this evening. Appreciate you. And thank you again to Troop 174. Okay, well, we have several ceremonial presentations this evening, and we're going to start first with our Pet of the Month, and we have Diane Rios from the San Gabriel Valley Humane Society who will introduce this evening's Pet of the Month. And I think she was the one, or he was the one who had the little toy in the background there.
Yeah.
All right, well, good. It looks like he enjoys it.
He loves playing with the toys, but he's distracted right now.
Steve, you're going to have to take him home if you could do that.
You should do that.
Yeah, hi.
Good evening.
Like I said, my name is Diane Rios. I'm a volunteer for the San Gabriel Valley Humane Society. We do service Temple City, and if you lose your dogs, we're the ones that try and find them for you, and hopefully you have a microchip in them so we can return them to you. This is Oso. And that was Oso before. We found Oso was wandering on the streets. He was so mad at, we couldn't get a comb from him, we couldn't get the shots into him. So he was neutered, and while he was neutered, they actually, cut everything off too. He's a sweet, sweet doggy. Been with us for a couple of weeks. I'm surprised he's still with us right now. Like, as you see, he's very gentle, very calm. And we have lots more like him at our shelter, so if you know of anybody that's looking for a good, calm, gentle dog.
And how old is he, Diane?
I don't really have the information on his age. Peggy, 6, 7
6
years
or
old?
7, okay.
Okay, yeah, he's about 7 years old.
Great,
That's what they guess, according to the chief.
okay.
Oh, that was another thing too. He did have, he had some bad teeth problems when he came in, and they're all repaired already. So the shelter is really good about fixing them up as best they can. Yeah, this is
All right.
also.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for all that you and the Humane Society do for our community, and hopefully we'll find him a home.
I hope so too.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay.
Let's see.
All right, so we're going to have our Arbor Day Proclamation, and then that'll be followed by our special presentation to our Arbor Day poster/video contest winners this evening. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move over to the podium, and then I'll make some introductions, and we'll present the proclamations, and then I will ask the council to perhaps come up and assist with handing out the proclamations, and we'll get some pictures taken, okay? So I'll move over here real quick. Okay, so we are here tonight to proclaim Arbor Week, which is March 7th through March 14th, and I have a proclamation to present to Rob Cruz, as many of you know, is our city's lead tree trimmer. It says tree trimmer. Rob, I know you do a lot more than just trim trees, so I would say just take care of our
Obviously,
trees.
He's an arborist.
Our arborist, there you go, that sounds better. So, Rob, if you don't mind coming up, Rob Cruz, and I know you have a few words to say, and then we'll do the proclamation.
I was just hoping that everybody could come out to the Arbor Day event. It's on March 9th at 2 p.m. at Live Oak Park. We're going to have a chipper demonstration, tree climbing demonstration, wood carving demonstration, tree walk education stations, craft area, and tree trivia. The city's going to provide food and then recognition for the poster winners. Hope everyone can attend. Thanks.
Well, thank you. Stay up here. Yeah, those of you who haven't attended this event, it's really a neat event. And last year, are we going to have the West Coast Arborist guy with the
Yes,
chainsaw?
Tree carver's going to be
Yeah,
John Mahoney.
John Mahoney does fantastic work. If you have never seen it, he'll take a tree trunk and then just carve out a face or what is bears he did last year. You're right, owls. I have an owl in my backyard, so with a chainsaw he does all of the work. It's just amazing. So definitely try to make it out there. It's a great event. And so Rob, I would like to present to you this proclamation by the City of Temple City. I won't read the entire thing, but basically declare that the week of March 7th through March 14th as California Arbor Week, and have asked all residents to observe the week with appropriate tree planting activities and programs. Of course, we're going to be doing that in the city. And I, Tom Chavez, Mayor of Temple City, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim March 7th through March 14th as Arbor Week in the City of Temple City. And again, urge all citizens to help us and plant trees and gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations. So thank you, Rob, for what you do in the city and keeping all our trees healthy. And we know that it's a big part of our city. We learned that in the last windstorm, and we have recovered well from that, and thanks to your efforts and that of your crew. So please extend our congratulations. So congratulations to you. If we could have the council come up and we'll take a picture. Rob loves to have his picture taken, I know. All right. Yeah, you want to get in this too or no? Come on. You're the head of the trees, aren't you? Yeah. How we doing? Good. You're old. All right. Good, thank you. All right, thanks a lot, guys. Yeah, you guys might as well just stay down here. All right, we'll just come over here. Yeah, just stay right down here, I think. Yeah. Rather than keep getting up and down. Okay, well, we have some very special guests here this evening. We're going to present our Arbor Day poster and video contest winners, and to kind of up our Parks and Recreation Director, Kathy Burrows, to give us a little bit of background on the contest and the winners as well. So, Kathy?
Thank you, Mayor Chavez. It's indeed a pleasure to be here this evening. The theme for this year's Arbor Week poster contest was Trees and Water, Sources of Life. A citywide contest was held to encourage third, fourth, and fifth graders to think about the variety of ways trees benefit their community and themselves. So the children were asked to create a poster that reflected their understanding of the important role trees and water play in our cities and towns. We were excited actually to receive about 75 entries. And the winning entries in each grade level were submitted to California Relief for a statewide competition. Tonight we are recognizing our Temple City winners in each grade category. So I'm going to call them up individually and ask you to come up and show the council and the community your poster, and then we will move forward. Our fifth grade winner is Alyssa Regalado. Alyssa?
Just go ahead and stay there. We'll try to
Turn your
get our-
poster around, babe.
Yeah, turn your poster so they can see. That's the actual poster as well.
It is. Our fourth grade winner is Wendy Jang. I'm sorry, Wendy. Come on up, Wendy. Jing, I'm sorry.
Yeah, have everybody stay up there.
And our third grade winner is Aliyah Plosangnam.
I'm glad you were big guy, not me.
Now, I mentioned that these posters for our winning ones were submitted to the state of California. We are very excited to announce that one of our entries did receive statewide recognition as the first place. I don't know if she knows or not, but Aaliyah, our third grade winner, did receive the statewide, the statewide California Arbor Week Poster Contest Imagination Award in the third grade category. So all the winners of the statewide contest will be announced at a press conference this Friday, March 4th, at the Governor's Mansion at 11 a.m. If you want to view it, it will be streamed live. Leah's poster will be on display with the other winning entries at the State Capitol from March 21st through 25th, and also at the California State Fair Green Dream booth in Sacramento this summer. So we want to thank all the participants, all the students that submitted posters, and congratulate our winners. Thank you so much.
Can you see all the photos? Sure. How's that? We okay? Yeah. Look over here, sweetie. Everybody look at Jared. Good, thank you. Good job. Congratulations. Okay. As I've always said in the past, we have such talented young men and women in our community. It's just mind-blowing sometimes. And so again, congratulations to all the winners, and we look forward to seeing your work in the future. So, okay, we will now move to item D, which is our Read Across America proclamation. Oh, I didn't call you guys yet. No, no, it's all right, come on up.
So mean.
Okay.
So mean.
We are going to have, of course, members of our youth committee. We have Agnes, Charlie, and Christy here this evening to talk about the increase in literacy and what they're doing as far as the youth committee is concerned. I think they have a little slideshow as well. And then once they are done, then we will present the proclamation and declare Read Across March of this year as Read Across America month. Okay, so with that, who am I turning it over to? Agnes? Okay, go ahead.
Hello, members of the council. I'm really honored to be here today, and thank you so much for all of your support so far. I'm just going to give you a little brief overview of our project and what we've been doing. I'm actually a third-year member of the youth committee, so this project has been an almost one-year project for me, and it's really great to see that it's gotten so far. So what are Little Free Libraries? Little Free Libraries are basically little establishments. Usually they resemble birdhouses, and they're local places where people can go and take a book and read a book without having to go through deadlines or membership or the usual hassle of a regular library. And they're actually found in different places. They can be found in front of homes, in front of businesses owned by cities. There, as you can see, many different designs and different types of Little Free Libraries. So how many Little Free Libraries are there? Little Free Libraries is actually nationwide, and there are a lot around the world. And as of September 2015, there are over 32,000 registered Little Free Libraries in all 50 U.S. states and over 10 countries around the world. So how can you find Little Free Libraries? There's actually an organization called littlefreelibrary.org, and you can go onto their map and find all of the Little Free Libraries that have been registered with the organization all over the world. And to the important part, which is how does this improve Temple City? Well, we believe that establishing Little Free Libraries around our community will not only instigate some more community engagement, but will also increase literacy make reading more fun, especially for the younger generation, and will also improve the aesthetics. So what's the plan in Temple City? We are actually going to have 2 city-owned libraries in the parks, one spaceship and one streetcar. Charlie will elaborate more on that later. We are going to raffle one off after the Camellia Parade that just occurred. We actually got a list of people who are interested in having one of the pre-built little free libraries that had all the signatures that were collected during the Lights on TC parade. And so we're going to be raffling that and reaching out to people soon. And we hope to have a lot more little free libraries around the community that aren't city-sponsored or city-built, but just built and created by the homeowners themselves. So with that, I'll turn it over to Charlie.
Hello, Council. I am Charlie Dodge, and I'm here to tell you about the libraries in the park. So, last year, okay, sorry, let me backtrack. This is my second year on youth committee, and last year, during the summer, we took a trip to Grand Park in downtown LA. And we noticed that they had these cute little birdhouse-looking things that were full of books that people brought to share with their community. And we thought that it would be a really neat thing to have in Temple City. So we wanted our libraries to have a significance to the city. So the 2 that we're going to have in the park, one of them you can see over there. It's a red car, like a streetcar, to symbolize the streetcar that used to go up and down Temple City Boulevard. Las Tunas Boulevard, sorry, my bad. So we're hoping to have that one here in the park. And the second library that we are building is a spaceship to represent the spaceship play structure that used to be in the park. Because the whole idea behind the little library idea for Temple City is really to bring the community together. We want people to engage with each other. And these well-known attributes of Temple City, we believe, they represent us. And we really hope that people enjoy them once they're installed in the park. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Christy, you gonna say something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Christy. This is my first year on youth committee. And so what we are proclaiming is March as Read Across America Month. So we're trying to increase literacy with these little libraries, and also proclaiming March will also help with that. And we are hoping to have more library contests with the increased literacy, and working closely with the library in having them supply some of the books to the little libraries. And for the people who are starting them at their house, we hope to give them a few books to start off with. And we are having a book drive currently going on right now. If you have anybody you know, or yourself even, we are asking for any books of any type to be donated to our cause, City Hall. You can donate them to City Hall. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I think before I go ahead and to make the proclamation, we have a couple other special guests with us this evening. I'd like to introduce, first of all, our principal from Oak Avenue School, Lawton Gray, who is here this evening, and he's brought along with him one of teachers, Loyal Perry. They're going to share their experience that they have already with a little library. So, Lawton, welcome, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Council, for having us and staff. I brought along with me Loyal Perry, who's one of our science teachers at the school, and Loyal was instrumental in getting the little library constructed at our school. When we had 3 members of our staff who had passed, Ophelio Arroyo, Bill Schmidt, and Donna Weary over the years, so we created a memorial to them. But Lowell came up with the great idea of actually creating a library also in honor of Ophelia, so I'll let Lowell take it from there. But Lowell actually created, built, and placed the structure there for us. So Lowell Perry.
Good evening. My name is Loyal Perry. It's my privilege to teach in Temple City, and I'm especially proud tonight because Charlie Dodge back here is one of my students, so former students. The library you see on the screen is at Oak Avenue. It's right next to the Media Center. It's been there now since April of 2015. It was built as an act of love for Ophelia. Sorry. It has formed a community. Kids gather around this. They take books. They return books. Mostly they take, but the idea is that this country is built on the idea of free exchange of ideas, and any person can go to this library. You don't have to have a card. You don't have to be a citizen. You don't have to have a driver's license. You can go to this library and you can take out a book, and you can read the book in your own time, and you bring it back. If you want to keep it, you keep it. We keep a steady supply of books in there. The kids come at lunch and at break time. The garden, if you've seen the garden there at Oak, this library is now right next to the garden, so kids take books, and it's been a joy watching the kids use this, and I'm very excited about the project these young ladies have put together. The kids in Temple City read, and they read a lot, and anything you can do to support that is just great. So thank you for this opportunity.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You guys stay up here. We're going to get a photo op, so why don't you go ahead and stay up. Thank you very much. I think as we can all see, there's a movement afoot here, and it's a great thing. I think these efforts, combined with the efforts by Councilmember Sternquist in looking at a new library for us, those are all just things that I think are going to be for the better of our community. There's no question. And I'm glad you said that we do read, because sometimes that seems to be a lost art in today's video world. But you're right. Students do read. So it's more than appropriate that I think I declare the march to be Read Across America Month. And so I just have a proclamation that I will be presenting. I think the youth committee members will be accepting that on behalf of the youth committee and everyone else that's interested in reading. So it basically says, whereas the citizens of the city of Temple City stand firmly committed to promoting reading as the catalyst for our students' future academic success, their preparation for America's jobs of the future, and their ability to compete in a global economy. And whereas the city of Temple City has provided significant leadership in the area of community involvement in the education of our youth, grounded in the principle that educational investment is the key to the community's well-being and long-term quality of life. Therefore, be it resolved that the mayor and the council members call on the citizens of Temple City to assure that every child is in a safe place, reading together with a caring adult. Actually, Reading Across America Day is actually tomorrow, March 2nd, but we're going to be celebrating the whole month, I think, just to take advantage of it. And as I think, as the council members alluded to earlier, that is actually one of our little libraries, and I want to thank Dr. Warren Hall, who is a resident of Temple City, for building that and donating that fantastic little library to us. So thank you to him for doing that. So it further resolved that this body enthusiastically endorses NEAs, which is the National Education Association Read Across America, and recommits our community to engage in programs and activities to make America's children the best readers in the world. So congratulations, and I am very happy and pleased to present this proclamation to the three of you. Okay, if we could have council come on up, and we'll get another photo op. And Lawton, if you'll join us, please. Yeah, Jane, where's Jane? Jane, come on up. How can we have not our librarian in this photo yet, right? Of anybody. We're going to hear from her in a little bit. Do you want to? Well, we probably block it. Let's take one here, and then we'll move over and take one over there. How's that? What do you think, Jared? Are you going to move it over here? Can you bring it over here? Lawton will take care of it. He takes control. Look at Peggy just messing around. Peggy. No need. Thanks, sir. Of course, none of this would be possible without our city manager, Brian Cook, and we threw him out of the photo, but, yeah. It's all good. Yeah, I know. All right, well, thank you very much, all of you, for participating. Would you? I know a lot of people would volunteer their home. Yeah, well, hopefully we'll have a little library on every block perhaps one of these days.
Wait,
What? One question.
glasses?
Oh, glasses, those are mine.
Oh.
Oh, no, those aren't mine. I have mine right here. Whose glasses are those? Mine. Oh, those are Cindy's.
Oh.
She would have figured it out sooner or later when she couldn't read the report, so. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming this evening. Have a great evening. Okay, well, now we will now move on to item 6, our public comments not listed on the agenda. The city council will now hear public comments regarding items not listed on the agenda. The procedure to address the city council is highlighted on the first page of this agenda. I have one speaker request form, and of course, it's appropriate that it's from our librarian, Jing Lee. So, Jing, welcome.
Good evening, Mayor and the City Council.
Good evening.
So first, I want to congratulations for the city have this little library project. And as the mayor mentioned, the Temple City, it's a readers community. So just I want to share some information with the community. So last year, summer, we have a summer reading program. We have over 1,000 people signed up. And the online summer reading program, Temple City actually is the highest participant among all the 88 county libraries.
Highest?
Yeah, so Temple City Library is one of the biggest libraries. And also the community is quite generous, so we get a lot of donations. So now I urge the community, now we have another outlet to donate the books. That, just go to City Hall instead, come to the library. So I'm here want to talk about our upcoming March program to promote reading. Actually, we starting next week, every Monday, we added baby story time for 0 to 18 months. So we want to promote the lifelong literature since they were babies. And also Saturday, this coming Saturday, March 5th, we have a public speaking for teens, but adults feel free to come as well. That's going to be 3:30 to 4:30. So you're going to learn how to speak in public, in a large crowd or small crowds, and learn some techniques about the public speaking. And we also have the last Saturday, March 26th, we have a family program. That's going to start on at 10:30, from 10:30 to 12:30. So we'll have special story time, face painting, and also egg hunt as well. I know Temple City, the students is going to have a spring break as the last week of March. So actually we have, from the last week of March, every afternoon starting 4:30, every day we have 1 hour long programs for school-age kids. So we have special origami, block building, plant a seed, scissor shop is art program, etc. So if your kids get bored at home, please bring them to the library. So we have a lot of fun activity for them to do. And if you need more information, please come to the library to pick up our flyer, or you can go to our website, www.colapublib.org. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for all that you do at the library. Okay, are there any other, anybody else wish to comment at this time? Seeing or hearing none, I will close public comments, and we will now move on to item 7, our consent calendar. All consent calendar items may be approved in a single motion as recommended unless removed for further discussion. If members of the city council or persons in the audience wish to discuss any matters listed on the consent calendar, please address them at this time. We have a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve the consent calendar.
Thank you.
Second?
Okay. Is there a motion? Hearing none, that'll be the order. So consent calendar is approved unanimously. I just want to point out, sometimes we approve some of these things on the consent calendar, and not that they're overlooked, but they're pretty straightforward. But I just do want to mention one of the things that we approved tonight is the approval of the street closer for the Every 15 Minutes program that we do every 2 years. It's a joint program between the high school and the sheriff's department and other safety personnel. Brian, I know you're involved in that as well. So that's going to be held on April 7th this year from 9 o'clock to 2 p.m. It's usually of course, they focus on the challenges that come about because of drinking and driving and personal safety. And if you've never had the opportunity to attend the event, I would certainly recommend. It's a really, a great event and really brings home the dangers and the issues that arise, of course, when drinking and driving. So I would certainly recommend it to those who have not had the opportunity to see it. They do a great job. So, okay, we will now move on to item 8, our public hearing. There is none. Unfinished business, none. New business, none. Item 11, communications, none. I'll move to item number 12, update from City Manager. Mr. City Manager.
Very briefly, Mr. Mayor, good evening, Mayor and Council. We had a busy week last week, starting off with the state of the city and outstanding job by staff, and congratulations, Mr. Mayor, for a great state of the city. And then great Camellia Festival, record-breaking on Saturday. Congratulations to our honorary Grand Marshal, and congratulations to staff and Don Taryn, the festival director, did a great job. Staff did an outstanding job. Again, record-breaking for Saturday, very exciting. So we'll take a little breather for a little bit, get ready for Arbor Day, as Mr. Cruz presented earlier today, and get ready as we swing into the spring. And no other further updates, Mr.
Great.
Mayor.
Thank you very much. All right, 13, update from the City Attorney. Mr. City Attorney, you have anything? Okay, thank you, sir. Then we will move to item number 14, council reports regarding ad hoc or standing committee meetings. Does anybody have anything to report out?
Sure, I can report for the Standing Committee on the Library.
Okay.
Very briefly, we're still in discussions with the county library system to look actually at the existing library for some potential reconfigurations. We're working, and I'm working with county library staff in consultation with the Standing Committee this week, and I would suspect within the next couple weeks we will be coming back to the City Council with what would be considered a pretty vetted plan and some considerations for the council to look over and ponder, and related to some pretty significant and great improvements to the library.
Great. Okay. Thank you. Anyone else? I have a brief report. We had a school district city standing committee meeting this past week. Some of the items that were discussed at that meeting. First of all, we did get an update on the school bond and the construction. School district reported out that Cloverly's upgrades have been completed. La Rosa is complete. Longden is underway, as well as Emperor, and the Doug Sears Learning Center's improvements have been completed as well. And of course, they're continuing to work on, as many of you see when you drive by Temple City High School, that construction is moving along as well. So all seems to be moving according to plan, and so they will obviously continue, and we wish them best of luck and look forward to all the improvements, and when they're finished, it's going to obviously have a big impact on the education and the great education that Temple City Unified does provide. So, we also discussed the Longden school traffic and parking control. We got an update on that. As you may have heard earlier, there have been some traffic issues that we've been dealing with, the city together with the sheriff's department and the schools, regarding traffic issues and parking issues that arise in the morning and in the afternoon, of course, when students are left and picked up in the day. And we're happy to report out that most of the issues have been resolved. We're still working on Longden school traffic, and that seems to be working its way as well. A little tweaking here and there, and but otherwise, they're reporting out that most of the parents and students are adapting to the new changes, so that's good. We did discuss scheduling a joint meeting between the full Board of Education and the City Council. As you recall, last year we just thought we were going to start looking at some dates, and so City staff and Board of Education staff are looking at some potential dates, so we should have some more on that within the next 30 days or so. So it's been, I think, a couple of years since we've met now, and so it's probably a good time to get together as joint bodies to talk about any relevant issues or common issues that we may have. So that's all I have on that, and with that, we will then move on to item number 15, council items separate from the city manager's regular agenda, and I'll start with Councilmember Fish.
Okay, just a few people to recognize and congratulate. Of course, Don Taryn and a wonderful Camino Festival committee. Very successful weekend, great weather. Can't say enough about that wonderful team. I will say it was a little bit easier this year just to kind of show up and not to have any responsibility, and that was kind of cool because I haven't done that in 15 years. But again, want to congratulate them, congratulate our youth committee. Thank you, Peggy. Thank you, Mayor Chavez, for your leadership. Excellent job. Very excited about everything that they're doing. State of the City, I thought was very well attended. I like the venue. I like the program. It was very informative. So, again, congratulations, Tom. You did a great job.
Thank you.
I did want to elaborate just a little bit on the every 15 minutes. I'm not sure if they're doing it the same way that they used to do it when my children were in high school. When my kids were in high school, they used to pick out a few students and they would have them spend the night somewhere, and they would actually pretend like they had gotten killed in a drunk driving accident on prom night. And then the sheriff's department would go to their home and tell the parents that do they still do that? That they were deceased, and then I believe they had to go to the sheriff's department, and I don't know how they did it, but they did the whole thing. It was extremely powerful to have to go through that. I mean, these parents, if you talk to these parents, you would never, even though they know it's not real, it's just extremely powerful. Not only are the parents in tears, but the kids are in tears, thinking that this could really happen just by making one stupid mistake, by being out drinking. So I have to commend the every 15 minutes. I've seen it in action, and it's great. I just love it. And that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Councilmember Mann?
Yeah, I just want to reiterate a couple of points. First of all, that was a great State of the City address, Tom.
Thank you.
I especially liked the touch with the videos.
Yes.
I thought that kind of added a different angle and flavor to, hearing from others
so too.
who may not be directly involved in our city, but have a lot of relationships with us. So I thought that was really great. Also, fantastic Camila Festival. I do want to congratulate Don Taryn for doing such a great job, and obviously an excellent committee. So it seems like the transition was very smooth.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, and for me, I guess it was especially a special Camellia Festival because I was able to bring my boy out.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and
exciting.
He slept right through the drums.
Very good.
But he woke up when the fire truck started sounding the
well,
siren. So now at least I know what sounds he's more sensitive to.
That's right.
So, but yeah, it was fantastic. My whole family enjoyed it, and looking forward to next year's already.
Good.
That's all I have.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Sternquist?
Couple of things. First, I seldom give reports on Foothill Transit, but it's often because a lot of the information is pretty much doesn't directly affect Temple City. We only have one small strip where Foothill Transit on Peck Road, or Santa Anita, I believe. Santa Anita, from where to?
Border to border, I believe.
So, and that might be extending up to go to the Gold Line, so on those works. But LA Metro had 3 public hearings regarding the cancellation of some of their lines, and those might be lines that people from our city might take to get out towards Pomona. And the lines are 190, 194, and 270. So the public hearings that Metro have were to take public input to see whether or not it would be something that the public was willing to let them just stop having. And that information will be coming out in March. But Foothill Transit would love to have the opportunity to pick up those lines should Metro decide to relinquish them. So if anybody's interested, there's more information on that on the Foothill Transit website. On Saturday, March 12th, Foothill Transit is hosting their 21st annual bus rodeo competition, and that's going to be held at the Arcadia Yard, and that's also on the Foothill Transit website. Everyone's invited to come out. The bus drivers actually go through obstacle courses, and they give out the best and worst to their governing board members who are willing to take the challenge and get behind a bus and actually drive it. So, council members, if you want to sign up, you can definitely do that too.
They will let us drive a bus?
They will let you drive
Wow,
a
that's
bus.
pretty-
How fun,
That's
I'll do
scary.
it.
That's pretty scary.
But,
I think that'd be fun.
And so that's on
As long
March,
as I'm not responsible for.
March 12th. It starts at 7:45 with a continental breakfast. So you're all invited if you'd like to come. Oh, one other thing with Foothill Transit. A couple of years ago, I don't know if many of you recall that I worked with the president of Mount Sac to get Foothill Transit, for selfish reasons, because I was driving my son out to Mount Sac when he wasn't driving, or watching him get on a Foothill Transit bus and go all the way down Amar, and asked Foothill Transit would they ever think about putting a more direct line to go out to Mount Sac. And through discussions with the governing and executive board, they thought it was worthwhile to explore. So we went out and met with the president, Scoggins, at Mount Sac, and we implemented a trial period to see where we offered free bus service for students going east to Mount Sac. Well, it became so successful that it's now a permanent program with Mount Sac, and now we are charging, or Foothill is charging, and it's 55 cents per trek out there. And it has become the #1 fare provider for Foothill Transit. So it's a huge, it's huge for Foothill Transit. And one of the things that I think the neighbors around Mount Sac will be really thrilled about is because it's been so successful, Mount Sac is putting in transit bays. So the buses will now be able to go onto the campus, and there'll be 10 base stops around the campus. So that'll alleviate a lot of the parking issues that are there. And also, the current route where Foothill Transit drops students off is across the street from the campus, and there's a lot of, horns honking, people not happy. It's a very dangerous situation. So this really will make it more safe. So I'm really proud that Temple City has had some representation with that program at Mount Sac. And now those programs are being extended to Citrus College and University of Laverne. So other campuses are getting on board, seeing
So
how
it sounds like
successful.
Foothill goes east from here, right? They don't go.
Pretty much.
Because they don't go to like PCC.
No.
Okay. All
But
right.
Metro actually has, for those who are interested, Metro has a program where students attending PCC and Rio Hondo College can ride for free.
Oh, nice.
So that is something that Metro provides.
What about teachers? Can they ride for free? No?
I don't think so. But anyway, that's pretty exciting news from Foothill
Great.
Transit. So ditto with all the congratulations and thanks, but I do want to congratulate our own council member Nan Fish as being honorable,
Honorary Grand Marshal.
Honorary Grand Marshal for the
Thank you.
72nd Camellia Festival. And if anyone has put their sweat and tears into that program and loves it so much, it's you. So congratulations.
Good. Okay, thank you. Okay, Mayor Pro Tem, you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would ditto everything that's been said. Great community festival, and congratulate to Councilwoman, Councilmember Fish being the honorary Grand Marshal. It was a great time, and in particular, I'm very impressed with our mayor's State of the City address. It was really, really extremely well done. And for those who missed the great speech, stay tuned, and I'm sure it'll be posted online on our website sometime. And for anybody who is interested in the old speeches, they're also posted there as well. So,
Thank you.
yeah, it was a great job.
Well, thank you. Putting together a State of the City address, obviously, it's not something that is normally done by one person. I had the good fortune to be able to present it to the public, but only through the, of course, hard work and efforts of our staff, especially Brian Hayworth and Mike Branham. But none of this would have been possible without the assistance of all of you. And even though the mayor traditionally gives a State of the City address, I think it's safe to say that I consider it a proclamation by all of us as to what we've done in the past year, not only the accomplishments, but also the bumps in the road, and of course what we're going to do in the future. So, I thank all of you, of course, for helping form the theme and what we've been doing and where we're going to go. So my thanks to all of you as well. I want to thank Dawn, of course, Dawn Tarrant and her Community Festival Committee for organizing a great event. As City Manager indicated earlier, it was the most successful in terms of gross receipts, I believe, in history. So it's a lot to be said for the efforts of all those volunteers. They did a fantastic job. Of course, we had great weather, so that certainly helped. No question about that. So I think didn't it rain, I think, when you were mayor, I think, didn't it rain that year? It rained a couple of years ago.
No, it wasn't me. I think it was Fernando.
Fernando, maybe? I don't know. But we don't like rain, but we were lucky this year, and so.
I put a plug in for next year.
Yes, of course.
Next year, Camellia Festival on Sunday is also on the date scheduled for the Oscars.
Yes, I heard
So it
We are
always is.
officially going to have
Yes,
an
we are.
Oscar celebration party.
Yeah, it always,
Next year.
it seems like the Oscars
In
always
the
fall
beer
on a
garden.
Sunday.
I was
Yes,
going to
you're
say,
right.
I have never seen the Oscars in the last 15 years, so, and I didn't see them again.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. Just real briefly, I wasn't going to say anything this evening, but maybe hold my remarks mostly till next meeting. But as many of you know, we do our reorganization at our next meeting on the 15th, and so this will be my last formal meeting as the mayor of City of Temple City. And I just want to send my shout out to our city manager, our city attorney, all of our staff, Peggy. Those of you out there in the public maybe don't quite realize the amount of work that they do and what they do to make us look great. They just do a fantastic job, and it's no different this year. I mean, all of the accomplishments, everything that we were able to do this year was due in large part to the work of staff and their dedication to this city. So, I want to thank all of you, and certainly probably have the opportunity, hopefully next meeting, to do so. And then, especially so, as I mentioned earlier, we can't do this by ourselves. None of us do. And the four of you up here, make the job much easier. And I always,
How about fun?
well, fun, yes, fun. Well, no, sometimes it's fun. I always like to say that we sometimes disagree without being disagreeable, however, and that's what really makes a great council, because I think all of us have heard the stories and seen examples of city councils that don't always get along for whatever reason, and let their personal biases maybe interfere with the job that we're supposed to do up here. But we never have any of that, and I appreciate it, and certainly I think we're all in this together. Our accomplishments, our failures, and everything that we do, and that's what makes it worthwhile. So again, I want to thank all of you for this past year, for making it an enjoyable one for me as well, And, it's been interesting. I mean, we've got 2 new members who have really done a great job and have really come along and will continue to do so. And of course, Vince and I, and we're the veterans now, I guess, aren't we? It's scary how time has gone by so fast, but it's been great. It's been a great ride so far. So I look forward to the next year and all the great things that we're going to continue to accomplish. So thank you very much for all that. So with that, we will move on to item number 16, our reimbursement of expenses. There are none. And then we will now recess to our successor agency, to the Temple City Community Redevelopment Agency meeting. And so I will call that to order. Madam Clerk, if we could have roll call, please.
Yes, Mayor. Agency Member Fish.
Here.
Agency Member Mann.
Here.
Agency Member Sternquist.
Here.
Vice Chair Yu.
Here.
Chairman Chavez.
Here. We have a consent calendar. All consent calendar items may be approved in a single motion. We have a motion.
Motion to approve?
Thank you.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any objection? Hearing none. That'll be so ordered. I'll now move to item number 4, unfinished business, none. New business, none. Communications, none. Are there any public comments? Hearing none, I will close public comments. Do we have an update from Executive Director, Agency Council?
We will be reporting out at the end of the month the refinancing that the successor agency approved. Interest rates were lowered, so we actually found some additional cost savings going
Great.
forward. Once that transaction closes, we'll report that back out to the successor agency.
Perfect. Thank you very much. All right, any matters from any agency members? There are none. Closed session, none. And so we are adjourned, and we will reconvene to our regular council meeting. Any additional public comments that anybody would like to make at this time? Hearing, Jerry, go ahead.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. I want to just offer my sincere condolences to Councilwoman Fish on the loss of her husband, Kevin. And I know it's difficult. I know what it's like to lose somebody that you love so much. So
Thank you.
Best to you. Also, I'd like to mention, too, that Kathy Milham, Tom Milham's sister,
That's
Jackie
Kathy
Milham.
Faulkner.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just keep getting it mixed
Yeah,
up,
it's
but
Kathy Faulkner.
she passed away. And her memorial service is Saturday at 1 o'clock at the Women's Club. So
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock?
I was told 2 o'clock.
Ah, I was told 1 o'clock.
All right, well, we got to figure that out then.
Okay, well.
Sharp at 1, you won't miss.
Yeah,
We'll get there.
we'll say 1:30 then, how's that?
Okay.
Get there one.
We'll get there early.
Yeah, get
but,
there early.
Yeah, but thank you for your leadership
Well, you're welcome.
for the last year. You know, I always mention myself as your personal assistant, but.
We do tend to be at a lot of things together, that's for sure.
Yes, we have. I think
Yes.
when you were mayor 4 years ago, I think we attended 207 events.
Yeah.
So
It
I
is quite a-
documented that.
quite a
So
lot,
that
yes.
was amazing.
Well, thank you.
But thank you for your leadership, and we'll be sorry to have you go off, but better things are coming, and it'll be fun.
I'll still be around.
Yes,
All
thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Steve, you want to get up and say something? Go ahead.
Mayor Chavez, Mayor Pro Tem Uke, and council members. After he announced Councilmember Fish lost her husband, I can know how you feel. Last year, I lost my dad. He was 93 years old to a massive heart attack. 3 years prior, my mom passed away. So I feel what you're feeling, Councilmember Fish. If I can do anything, let me know.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Steve. All right, any other comments at this time? If not, I will close public comments. And of course, before we adjourn this evening, as Jerry mentioned, you know, our family did suffer a great loss. And when I say family, I obviously referring to Councilmember Fish and of course her husband Kevin. Known Kevin for quite a long time. We go back to the Little League days, and you know, it just seems like yesterday, but you know, he was a great guy.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't have to
Yes, he
tell you
was.
that, but you know, he will be missed sorely. And so I would like to close this evening's meeting in his honor, and you know that he's in a better place, hopefully.
Yes, he is.
So,
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, and with that, we are adjourned. Have a good evening.